Hello, 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 and welcome, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw, cast and clear. What do I need read for this full moon in Scorpio, waning to new moon in Taurus, April into May 2021. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive president of Drawing the Circle Productions, Venus in Libra, by the way. The Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi, my leaves. Hope you are all well. My scales, my Venusian-driven cardinal air signs. Let's get down to business, and then we'll get down to business. May 1st, Drawing the Circle Productions, my company that I started in 1998, will be 23 years old. I started on May 1st, Beltane, for my pagans out there. Certainly bringing people together with spirit. Nope, nothing does that quite like Beltane, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, 23 years ago. I started this company, made the drive out to Riverhead, Long Island, signed the DBA papers. A couple months after that, we got incorporated as an S corporation, and we're still here. I'm still here, but Drawing the Circle is not about me. It's about bringing people together with spirit, and that's why, if you've noticed on the channel, if you're new to the channel, you might want to check it out. Mal Flanders and Nancy Antonucci, other people. My roommate from college up in Boston, Lillian Carter, choreographer and filmmaker, bringing other people into the circle because it's about time. Yeah. So, along with that, book, Words of Grace, my book, up on Kindle. We are doing a May 1st Constant Contact campaign with the Kindle editor, Dylan Martinson, that I worked with, because I put it out originally PDF format. I could not figure out EPUB to save my life. So I was introduced through Mal Flanders, actually, to Dylan Martinson, my business partner. He did a great job, and now he is my constant contact content curator. I'm just gonna, me in alliteration. So if you are interested in being in on that, I'm making videos just for that. It'll end up all on YouTube eventually. Yeah, all in support of Words of Grace and all the cool stuff we got coming down the pike, including a new reading that I did today for a client. A 32-card chakra spread. It was pretty kick-ass, and I'm going to be putting together a reading package for that probably in the next month or so. Really excited to do that work, and certainly if you want in before all that hits, find me on social media. Facebook is easiest because I can get it on my phone, but I'm also on Twitter and Instagram if you'd like to drop me a message, because sometimes really drawingthecircle@gmail.com is just Gmail. If you've never emailed me before, it probably goes to spam, and it takes me a couple of days to get around to checking the spam, being president. You get me? You got me? Good. You want to read my book? Words of Grace, links in the description box below. Lots of videos I'm putting up on the channel in support of it. I think you'll dig it. And also, the Facebook thing is getting ready to take off big time. The Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page will not just have me doing paid events. We're monetized on it now. Zoom events. I subscribe to Zoom so I can get like up to 100 people or something in a room, and I don't want that many. Thank you very much. So tarot parties, lectures, workshops, but not just me. Mal Flanders and I are figuring out the best way to get her to do mediumship there, because I'm not a medium, I'm a rare. So that's the business that I got on my end. Now let's get down to, I should say, our business, because I do have Venus and Libra. My Libra signs, we are doing a 7-card draw. 1 card from 7 different decks to get you the clues, tips, and hints about what you need to cast for this full moon in Scorpio and clear out the remaining waning moon cycle to new moon in Taurus. The full moon is on Monday, April 26th at 11:32 p.m. Eastern. That noise you hear in the background is my youngest son batting his head against the screen door because there's a leaf blowing around outside. Yeah, I just shamed him out of it. I didn't mean to shame you, sweetheart. Go lay down, go CP. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Children. What was I saying? Right, okay. Yeah, so essentially what we're doing is 2 tarot decks, 2 healing systems, 3 oracles to get you those clues, tips, and hints about what you need. Oh, right, full moon, Scorpio, Monday, 11:32 p.m. Eastern, the 26th, to waning to the new moon in Taurus, 3 p.m. May 11th. So in a 2-week period, as a half moon cycle is, a waning moon read. So what you need to let go of, release of, and that's why these first 3 cards down are going to be what you need to cast for. For when the moon rides at her peak, then ye hearts desire seek. Wiccan read poetic version, Doreen Valiente, always give credit where credit is due. The next 3 after that will really be focusing on the 8th chakra, the heart, throat, third eye, crown, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra, and then root, sacrum, solar plexus, which you need to let go of, be aware of in the internal and external and all that. And then the last card down will be to clarify the whole thing. So really it's a cast, clear, and clarify, but it's not enough room in the title for that. So I guess that's about it. I told you my business. Then all I can ask from anybody watching any of my videos, particularly the readings, is both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can from the pantheons of the divine to which I am intricately and intimately contracted to do this work with. They do it through me, right? That's why I'm good. I just do what they say, right? Not this way with anybody else, just that way. Thank you very much. And certainly standard YouTube reading rules apply. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because your sun sign's just going to get different information than your moon sign, or maybe about the same situation, but processed very differently, sun then moon. Yeah. That's about it. I'm done explaining. I'm done explaining myself, Libra. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm Venus and Libra. Oh, yeah. Like I already gave a reading today. I did a private read. It was a good almost hour and a half. So it was a really, really deep reading. A regular client. I adore her. So let's get up in this gig. We are going to start with the Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. And I'll just say, I didn't say her name. Those links in the description box for her too. All the decks that I read are always at the bottom of the description box, which are lovely little things to check out on your way down as you scroll. This is going to represent a spell fragment, something to cast for, right? You might not call it casting, setting my full moon intentions, whatever it is that you do. And the following 2 cards will clarify this one. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the ancestors of magic, of miracles, and of mysticism, please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the piece of spell fragment, right, that we need to cast for? And I'll say we, without Venus in there, that we really need to focus on, right? You set forth our intentions this full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus, April, May 2021. Harvest, I'm down. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, and the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. So, something that you planted, coming to harvest. Now, I will say, that is very waning moon, right? The cutting down and the taking in. Yes, it is also a waxing of whatever is being harvested, but, that might be work-oriented, that might be relationship-oriented, that could be health-oriented, right? That can manifest itself as a lovely spell fragment, because you can really fine-tune that, and that's why we're going to do just that with the Crystal Oracle. This deck is consecrated to the voice of Archangel Ariel, one of the 3 archangels of the North powers of Earth, to help ground this or give a focal point, right? I mean, you're an air sign, so working with the mineral kingdom may be comfortable or uncomfortable, but when you're holding something in your hand in the present moment and focusing mentally, right? Air sign, so using that idea of the harvest to draw in your harvest, right, would be helpful. Please take a nice deep breath. Well, particularly if you want it to be physical, one would think. Breathe. My beloved Archangel Ariel, I love you so much. Please, one card in clarity for us in the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading, which I have to say for an Archangel of Earth, having the harvest there, right? That's pretty cool. This feels simpatico so far. What is the perfect crystal oracle? Either what's written, in the book, from the card, the stone itself, whether we've experienced the stone, whether we own it, if we need to get it, if we want, we'll be guided after that. But sometimes it's just what's written in that book. So please, what's the perfect stone to go with this harvest spell? This new moon, full moon in Scorpio. waning to new in Taurus, April, May 2021. Not blue, not green, not green, not blue, not green, not aquamarine. We're painting the roses red. Aquamarine. Now, okay, aquamarine can run you some money. That I will say. When you go to like Zales or something like that, well, you know, if they have a good layaway plan, it's lovely. But, you know, I don't even know that do I have a piece of aquamarine? I probably do somewhere. A teeny tiny little thing. Like, I've never been that person that says size matters. I mean, unless it does. Context, choices, but in terms of stones, like a Herkimer diamond, itty bitty teeny tiny little thing has so much power. And, you know, that's not to say a gigantic quartz wouldn't, but you know what I'm saying. Aquamarine. Now this I'm going to say without even, I know what I use aquamarine for, emotional purification, right? Aqua, hence element of water. So let's see what this says. Your keywords, moderation. With harvest, this is interesting. Moderation, energy, energy, tolerance, gentleness, compassion, feminine goddess. So you do get the water element of that there. Whether male or female, you can overcome a current conflict by reflecting upon and applying moderation. Tolerance, gentleness, and compassion, sort of like the tarot card of the Temperance. These qualities are not a weakness, rather they are strengths. What is called for at present is greater compassion and tolerance coupled with a little patience and gentleness. You know, this is very much the Temperance, the balancing of the element of fire, desire what you want with the element of water, right? When they are in conflict, it takes a while for those two to temper each other. It is possible to resolve things in an amicable way to create a positive outcome for all concerned. Now, so again, we're talking about harvest here. So to be able to do this, whether or not this is a physical harvest, I don't think we're going to know for another couple of cards. So this is just data that's sort of in the orbit of this reading. As you look back at this current episode, you will realize a valuable lesson, which can be part of harvest too. Compassion and tolerance are signs of maturity and strength of character. They are qualities that infuse all with love and light. All right, so moderation, energy, tolerance, gentleness, compassion, feminine, energy, and goddess. Although it doesn't really speak to the goddess specifically, but I know that vibe. And that vibe. Thank you very much, Pisces Moon. So let's add a little bit more to that. So let's say, you know, you got this spell of the harvest, right? As the waves of the ocean are infinite, and the trees of the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. You do that with an aquamarine or some reasonable facsimile, right? Or at least with those energies, tolerance, compassion, patience, right? That goddess energy. Very, very water vibe here. So then what we're going to do is Matcon Healing Mantra. So let's say you cast for that. You're going to use this to back it up, right? It's a healing mantra to sort of heal yourself so that you've got that energy going, full moon, and then the waning moon, we'll see what else comes. Please take a nice deep breath. My Ascended Masters, we're going to say General Assembly because this compassion and temperance can totally be within themselves, not necessarily soul contract oriented, so please, right there, look back and see a lesson. So the more gentle they are with themselves in terms of harvest, and if this is a financial issue, that would make sense, right? Oh, I screwed it up, and well, I don't know what to do. It's okay. You're not supposed to know what to do, but if there is a seed that you've planted, the work that you do in some way, shape, or form, and yes, that can be the work you put in a relationship in any way, shape, or form, to kind of hang in there with that tolerance, with that patience, with that balance, with that compassion. So please, my Ascended Masters, General Assembly for the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus on watching this video, receiving this reading. What you got for them? This full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus, April, May 2021. Rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. Now just give me a second here. Someone else got this. Wait, what is this one called? Right, rewriting the subconscious, activating third eye, opening my mind, asking for energy, rewriting the Leo got this mantra as well. So got any placement in Leo, you might want to check it out. We're dealing with a Leo, right? Because rewriting the subconscious, this is such a perfect mnemonic device. It just means a thing that helps you remember it. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. That's how I remember this one, right? So more good, less bad. But I'm going to read it to you from here anyway, because we are talking about the subconscious mind, which, you know, what's been written on it. Think and Grow Rich, going back, as a man thinketh, so he shall be. I mean, freaking emerald tablets of Hermes, how far back you want to go, right? So, you know, a lot about impressing. I mean, Florence Scovel Shinn, Catherine Ponder, these are teachers in my subconscious mind that I studied, and Abraham Hicks and Louise you know what I mean? It's just on and on and on. Rewriting the subconscious, the more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. When the subconscious is rewritten, you are able to feel good on a regular basis, regardless of the way life unfolds. Now, I will say, that's feeling very much like this aquamarine, right? That patience, that compassion, right? In rewriting the subconscious, you reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning to become more familiar with the virtues of goodness. Now that right there, to reverse the gravitational pull of conditioning, that's what the whole path is about for a really long time. You know, like, because our conditioning is stuff that was written into these lives, and it's in our DNA and ancestral patterning and behavioral societal patterns when we incarnate, right? Soul is none of that. The truth of who we are is none of that, right? But you get, oh, okay, so to unravel that conditioning, to rise above it, right? That's just really powerful. As goodness becomes more known, the opposite vibration of negativity can become a less frequent visitor in your reality. So in rewriting your subconscious, by working this mantra, you really are undoing and rewriting and overwriting conditioning that, you know, maybe you got from your parents, the next door neighbor, the society in general. Maybe you're an empath and picked it up from somebody else that never even fucking looked at you, but it's the way they looked at you, right? Any of that stuff it is being transformed, but to understand that negativity will just be a less frequent visitor, right? It's not banishing it forevermore, because it's just not. It's just not. This mantra is ideal for relieving guilt, releasing shame, and finding joy in new beginnings. Now, that's interesting, considering we're talking about a harvest here, which is very much about a reaping of what is sowing. And if this is preparing you for a new beginning, like, I don't know, the new moon in Taurus, then it is preparing you for that. It's a really great mantra. It's easy, like I said. You say it like, if you said it like, you know, at the end of the video, said it like 50 times in a row, right? Write it down and say it 50 times in a row looking at it. You wouldn't forget it, because it's more or less, right? The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I feel bad. Or you could, I guess, just Frankenstein, more good, less bad. Fire, bad. Let's keep going. We've got our cast. Let's look at our clear. We're going to be using Carolyn May's archetype deck to represent the third eye. I've been blending words together all day long since during my client today. Oof, it's a good read. So yeah, think of this as the dominant archetype at work in your energy field. It's manifesting within you, within somebody else, the situation, all of that, some of that. Then we'll do Daughters of the Moon to look at the heart, throat, third eye, crown energy, your internal world, your internal world, so to speak. And then your root, sacrum, solar plexus, your more masculine energy, engaging with the outside world, how you appear from the outside looking in, or some aspect of the physical. Sometimes that's holographic too. We'll do Mythic Tarot, and then we'll get your last card down, Whispers of Love Oracle, to clarify the whole thing, because no matter what we think this is, that last card, it is like using a whole deck full of wild cards. It could be like romance, right? We're like, womp womp, like, who knew, right? Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Yes, my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, general assembly, and the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above, for this Libra collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, perhaps myself included. I don't necessarily see myself in this, and I'm okay with that. So please, what is the dominant archetype? Sort of like the eighth chakra of this full moon in Scorpio, waning to new, considering what they want to, what's here for them to cast for. What do they need to alchemize from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy, this full moon to new moon next. The father archetype. Woo! ooh, daddy. You know, I've been saying it. It's like, I don't know why the twinks all keep calling me daddy. And then, like, I don't record for a couple of days and my beard grows in and I, like, won't be all made up. And, like, have a ball cap on under the sweatshirt and I catch myself and I'm like, oh, that's why they call me daddy. I am 52. Oh, it's just like DC. So the father archetype, shadow and light, toxic and healthy, lead and gold. 3 more atoms here than here. You gotta burn it off in a waning moon in some way, shape, or form. The shadow attribute of the father, dictatorial control, abuse of authority. Now this could be you dealing with a father in your life, not necessarily biological, although certainly could be. It's a little on the nose. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But do you understand the father archetype can even show up in something like a corporation, right? Dictatorial control and abuse of authority. A lot going on planet Earth about that right now, right? The patriarchy, right? Father energy, the matriarchy, mother, the light attribute, talent for creating and supporting life, positive, guiding, light within a tribal unit. So I'm saying even if you are dealing with a father archetype outside of yourself, some way, shape, or form, a boss, you know, however, and gender, it's not about gender at all. I am so mother archetype dominant. That's why I don't think of myself as a daddy. Even my cats call me mama because cats don't have the jaw structure to say dada, but they can go meow, meow. And sometimes they'll go meow. Right, my face freaks me the fuck out, but you know, mama, right? I'm the one with the thumb that can open the can and scoop the litter, and they love me. I'm apparently a lovely body pillow, meaning that my body is a pillow and all 3 of them lay on me, right? Talent for creating and supporting life, positive light within a tribal unit, right? That's got that leader vibe about it too. So of course, there's a lot of good stuff that you want to come in, and like I said, even though it would increase your harvest in that sense, harvest is waning energy, right? We have the harvest. What is that? Lughnasadh, Mabon and Samhain, right? Beginning of August all the way to the end of October is the waning, a chunk of the waning part of the year, harvest tide. So with that father thing, you know, if you're dealing with dictatorial control, I have to say, look, everyone can be dictatorial. There are certain things, but really only pet peeves at this point. Oh, but who knows? What do I know is going on in my subconscious? I think this mantra is more key. And I think more psychologically viable for anybody who's watching this, right? Like just that. Like if you are being triggered by a father thing, like just the government, right? It's patriarchal. Right? That's why if you want a private read, you come to me, I will read you. I'll read you for filth, but I make it fun. Spoonful of sugar. To make the archetypal dynamic go down. Oh, fuck you, Mary Poppins. Breathe. No, I don't mean it. It's just Sid and Nancy, if you saw the movie. Anyway. Fuck you, Grandma. Here we go. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. And I gotta say, with that rewriting the subconscious thing, right? Very heart, throat, third eye, crown. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, this feels big. Please, my goddesses of air and the sign of Libra. Oh, I don't think you guys need to worry now for some reason. Please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, please. What is it they need to be aware of inside of themselves, inside of themselves, heart, throat, third eye, crown, with this father archetype in process, in alchemy? Did I see a card flipped here? I think I did. We'll see if it comes around. Yeah, that they need to focus on. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. With that father archetype in some way, shape, or form, helping the alchemy happen, shifting lead to gold so they have less insulator and more conductor. With this harvest, aquamarine, and rewriting the subconscious, this full moon in Scorpio. Waning to new in Taurus. Guys. Girls! It's like a cross between Van Horn and Mrs. Garrett. This is the card inside of you that speaks of oppression. This is the devil card in this deck because it is a matriarchal, not a patriarchal deck. Don't use the patriarchal imagery of the devil. They look instead of, they split the card in two. The other is the coyote woman, which is the trickster aspect of the devil. But here we've got oppression. These are the in the traditional tarot, right? The little demon and demonettes, whatever you want to call them, have the chains around their neck, but they're very loose. They could walk away. This is oppression. This is a woman buried under stones in a burning village, right? She's been brought out into the center, covered with stones, right? But here's the deal: the stones. If you want to Google, you can probably find this picture in Google Images or something, some similar. She's covered in rocks, and the stones have people's faces on them, right? So this is often the psychic weight of other people, the toxicity of the well-meaning, the things that hold us down, codependent patternings, and of course all the other keywords that come along with it in terms of addiction and obsession and stuff like that. But when it's heart, third eye, crown, this is going to be a heavy weight on you, right? Really not having the sense of freedom. Now this does point to that there may be a dictatorial, controlling energy in your energy field. Now, I'm not saying necessarily this is you. This is the archetype that is in your 8th chakra that you are scheduled to deal with, again, in yourself, another person, a situation, and maybe all of that. So talent for creating and supporting life, perhaps your own, right? Positive guiding light within a tribal unit. There may be something you're learning here about just tribalism in general, right? And about the rules and regulations to abide and obey, not the legitimate ones, but perhaps ones that are in codependence, right? Codependent patterning of, well, I want to do this, but what will they say? Not a question of will it harm them, but will they still love me if I do that? Do you see there's a difference there? And I, believe me, my dad, God rest his soul, but he was father archetype in the shadow. In the shadow. I mean, he was a dictator, and nothing better. Made a gay witch out of me. Yeah, he wanted a heterosexual Republican conservative. He got a gay liberal witch. And Catholic. He wanted Catholic. Which, I absorbed it all as I go. So, I had to free myself from the chains that bind. So, but that doesn't mean that it literally is all about your father, right? The father archetype has been on the planet as long as the mother archetype. Come on. So what are the weights that are holding you down, the chains that bind? Because really there's even a coyote in the picture, really hard to see probably, even though this is an HD camera, but kind of indicating there's a way out here. But will they take it? Sometimes we pile rocks upon ourselves, and we take the things that people have said and done personally and carry them with us the rest of our lives. So with this compassion that you're casting for, I kind of get it. You might be dealing with an abusive divine masculine female. This is the masculine family archetype. This originates from. Wow, that sentence was completely cut up and shifted around. Let's keep going. Yeah, this is an intense read. Now, as a Libra, you're going to try and want to do this fairly. I get it. And the harvest, Mabon, the first day of autumnal equinox, the first day of fall, is Libra. Why? The scales, because you're bringing in the harvest and weighing everything, right? So that's a very Libra card, I think, in this, right? Like, is the law involved in here somehow, right? Because that father archetype, that, let's just say dictatorial control and abusive authority figures of any way, shape, or form, where that might be present, right? What does this look like on the outside? Please breathe. My gods of air and the sign of Libra, please. What does this look like on the outside from the outside looking in? Or some aspect of the physical world somehow involving root, sacrum, and solar plexus chakra energy for this Libra collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading, casting for harvest with aquamarine, rewriting the subconscious. The more they embrace feeling good, the less often they will feel bad. They could be healing stuff from childhood here, even as those memories emerge, if that's what's going on, right? Almost like inner child work. With this father archetype that they're doing the alchemy on in terms of oppression, just on its surface, it's like father issue is oppressing you, right? What does this look like on the outside, please? And again, it doesn't have to be biological father. Please, please, please. What does this look like on the outside? Full moon in Scorpio. Waning to new in Taurus. Oh, the Tower. Now look, this means very, very fast change. But look, any reader will tell you, oh, the Devil and the Tower, this could be the rapid end of toxicity. Because the devil can't stand forever. I mean, you die eventually. Look, I forget who I learned this from, but originally the seed of it is from A Course in Miracles. There is a limit beyond, and then mind the language. This is Course in Miracles I'm trying to quote from. I'll interpret it in a minute. There is a limit beyond which the Son of God can miscreate. But the Course in Miracles says there is only one Son of God, but it's all of us because we're all one. Oh, I could spend hours on that. Like, I mean, I'm a teacher as well as a student of, right? So there's a limit beyond which we cannot miscreate. So if you look at all of the great, let's just go dictators that have ever been on planet Earth, none of them ever really took over the planet. None of them ever really succeeded. There was always something, right? Et tu, Brute? I mean, so many examples, right? Modern, contemporary, ancient, fictional, right? There always needs to be a dictatorial someone for the hero to overcome, whether or not they behead them or not. Samuel Vimes. So he didn't do that. That was Stoneface Vimes. I'm a Terry Pratchett guy. I just am. Forgive me, right? Helps me keep my sense of humor with this stuff. So with the Tower, this could be an abrupt breaking of chains. Right? This could be, like, because the more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad with this temperance. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to tell you, damn it, what is the name of that channel on YouTube? Awesome Renovations, I think it is. Awesome Restorations. This guy, he's Nordic. Sweet. I don't know what he was. He's adorable. Tattoo sleeve arms, and he does metal restoration. He just did like a Celtic battle axe or something. Unbelievable. 2 a.m, riveted, right? What he has to do to it, sandblast it and all of that stuff. And he's actually probably a really, really nice father archetype or whatever. Totally drawn to him. Don't tell him. But he tempers the blade, right? He tempers the axe handle. He heats it up and then he douses it in water. I mean, what they do, right? It is a process. And that's what I think this aquamarine is coming from. Now, you're talking goddess energy here, which interestingly enough would be the counterbalance and actually a level higher. Because the father archetype is masculine family. The mother archetype is in this deck. It didn't show up. That's the feminine family archetype. But there is just a higher place here. The goddess energy, you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like the goddess is maiden mother. It's just bigger. My gender deity is bigger than your gender deity. I'm so stupid. I'm sorry. I could have been a comparative religion scholar, but boring. All right. So look, the clearing out looks like it's just going to happen. So keep your eye out for the Tower. I mean, it's one of those things that bam, like that. And that might not necessarily be a confrontation as much as it can be something happens in the outside world, or this is you from the outside looking in, where all of this conditioning, right? We're totally talking about rewriting the subconscious. It's just blown up now all at once, never again to do that work again. Right, last card down. Wow, come on. Breathe. Whispers of love, please, the higher selves of all involved, right? 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above for this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sun watching this video, receiving this reading, casting for harvest with aquamarine. The more they embrace feeling good, the less often they will feel bad. With some sort of father archetype thing playing out, maybe a baby daddy, I don't know. Remember, the archetypes are not about gender. Anybody can have the father archetype. But with that card of oppression, heart, throat, third eye, crown, there might be a heavy heart here. They might be feeling in chains. There may be some codependent patterning here. With that card of the Tower on the outer, that it's changing fast. And remember, after the card of the Tower comes the card of the Star, right? So what do you got for them? What is the clarifying message from the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension above, 8th chakra involved for this Libra? This full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus. Slow down. Slow down. Now I could look and see if anybody else got this, but really everybody's getting this. Like, what do you think this past 14 months? Yeah, this is a timed, not a timeless reading. Slow down. Just seeing if anybody else had it. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. And isn't that just what this aquamarine is talking about there? Now, just to refresh, because that was like earlier in the reading, moderation energy, tolerance, gentleness, compassion, feminine, goddess. This is you being strong and taking your space and slowing down so you don't chop somebody's head off. Maybe you've got a touch of that dictatorial control too, because we can all go there. And if it's really in the shadow, you might not even know about it, right? And with this sort of pain in place, that sort of limitation, powers can build up and there can be a boom, tower moment, explosion, usually from the outside in. An event occurs, something happens, usually not initiated from us, the tower, although we never know. Right? So with this harvest, and just to refresh your memory, as the waves of the ocean are infinite and the trees of the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me to harvest. I am ready to receive my all. I mean, ultimately, the way this really shows itself to me, if we were to make this one connective line, and this can't be for everybody, right? So if it's not your reading, that's okay. There are other interpretations here. This is somebody who's been doing inner child work, really learning how to balance their emotions. That's the work we're talking about here, and they are feeling better little by little, and they're being encouraged with this mantra to embrace it, to break the ties that bind, right, around some sort of father issue. And remember, it does not have to be biological father, and that is creating a tower moment, big change in the outside world, and for them to slow down. That when they get excited, whether it's through anger or right, particularly inner child work, right? Because then, if that is true, they really do have a talent for creating and supporting life and being a positive guiding light within a tribal unit. They may not see it that way, but slow down, slow down, slow down. You got it? Let's put this together in a blessing, because it is my favorite part. Aside from that first breath, once I'm done explaining shit, breathe. But it's the YouTube way. I'm so glad I don't have to do that with clients. My pantheons of the divine. Please, may the Libra collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus, I'm watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Scorpio, waning to new in Taurus, that they may really take that tolerance, take that time, that compassion, right, to really, really, really be in balance, to connect with that internal goddess energy that is underneath this oppression, that is underneath that, in the heart, in that wisdom, in that softness, and that compassion for themselves as well as others, so that they can slow down in this situation, allowing the nervous system to unwind, the stress in the nervous system, that to bring that into balance, so they can rewrite the subconscious. The more they embrace feeling good, the less often they will feel bad, really supporting that cast of harvest. So as the waves of the ocean are infinite and the trees in the forest grow tall, may their work now bring them to harvest. They are ready to receive their all. With this father archetype in them, somebody else, a situation, all of that, so they can really take the talent of creating and supporting life and being a positive guiding light within a tribal unit for this harvest to be manifest. And may that harvest manifest in some way, shape, or form, in all ways, shapes, or form, for the well-being of all, perhaps even as the tower, a moment, a blink, a snap of a finger that changes everything for them. This waning moon from Scorpio to Taurus, April, May 2021. May they be so blessed, so mote be. And so it is. I know it was a long reading, but A, you're an air sign, and B, there was a lot to unpack there. So if you liked it, like it. You want more, subscribe. You want to follow me, right? I'm on Insta. I'm on Twitter at ProfWitch for professional witch, PROFWITCH. And certainly there is the Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, Facebook group. It's private but findable. Links. There's the Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page. Check that out too. And by all means, if you want to be on our constant contact dealio, send me an email or find me. We're going to be putting those things out anyway. Yeah. We'll be putting out the little things that you can press the buttons and sign up and all of that sooner or later. Otherwise, my darlings, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of this full moon in Scorpio to new moon next in Taurus, April, May 2021. Hail. Farewell. Stay balanced and blessed be.